Welcome me back to Benaudible Bada Bada Bada
Bell Wummy Cack, you might say.
The Bell Wummy Cack.
Bell Wummy Cack.
You know, when your bell end's got a wummy and when you put it in cack.
Yeah, it gets
Ever the class.
no one wants a wummy end.
No one watched Class.
I watched Class.
Only one person watched Class.
I heard a podcast where the three of them watched Class, so four people watched Class.
So at least three.
Exactly.
At least three. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of forgot class existed.
So nice, to be honest.
What about the more obscure Doctor Who spin-off that everyone will forget?
K9 and Friends?
That's pretty much what it is, but not the one with Sarah Jane.
K9 and Company.
No.
That's the one.
Yeah, there's an even more obscure one, literally entitled just K9. It was an Australian series where they redesigned K9.
Yeah. K9 for the new generation. Oh, that's pretty easy then.
I vaguely remember that.
I haven't seen it. Me and Ray said maybe one day we'll react to it and see how shit it is. But
No, because I remember, because back in college I interviewed Bob Baker, the man who created K9.
yes.
And also wrote Wallace and Gromit.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't his wife work at the college in some capacity or something
Yes,
like
she did.
that? She like a receptionist or something.
I honestly can't remember, but
I swear it was just like she had a very basic type of job. And is by the way, my husband's the guy who created K9.
yeah, I remember we did an interview with him. I think I still have that somewhere.
I think I've got the magazine somewhere that has that interview in it.
Oh my god, do you actually?
Somewhere. I remember keeping it just because I thought, oh, I know Richard Cooper. I'll keep that.
We'll have to.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're famous now. We'll have to have a reading of that at some point.
Oh,
With a little
God.
crackling
Find
fire
it.
in the background. And all
We
that sort of
have
stuff.
to.
We have
We
to.
re-
No,
no,
we
we
have
don't.
to. We have to.
Oh, but it's terrible.
You can blame your subject.
well, we'd have to find it first. But
It's true. But
Yeah, but I'm just remembering like what I wrote in it.
did you use strained metaphors?
No, I tried to review Avatar,
Oh.
as in like the film, and oh boy, like it's interesting because it's like a version of my writing on myself from 2000 and X, but looking at it now, I'm like, what the fuck was this idiot saying?
That's everyone gets that growing up, don't they?
You just see what I wrote.
The way of things. What was it like? Hitler did nothing wrong, or something like that?
No, it's just like you remember Avatar? Like
Yeah.
I thought it was the greatest film ever.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Ozzy, you have to find it.
well, like with that and writing is a good way to compare that is kind of us looking back at old D squared and stuff compared to like
We
nowadays.
didn't write that. We guessed that.
We just did it. We just sort of winged it.
I mean, on the contrary, I look back at the first ever narrated stuff I did on YouTube, the narrated Nidder run, and it's genuinely some of the best content I've ever put out. So I've just got worse.
Worse.
Sounds about right.
Thanks.
What's the past tense of winging it?
Wanging it.
Wanging
I've wanged it.
Yeah.
I've wanged it. I've wanged it.
I'm
wrunged
sure
it
you have.
I've winged it.
Winged it. Yeah. I winged it.
That doesn't feel right.
Nah, that's
I
right.
know.
That's right. I prefer wang it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Hey. Glavin. Right, anyway, we've got lots to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We never have stuff to talk about.
But what did we do the other day, Oz?
We drove in your car.
So we saw Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Everyone's reaction. What do we think?
It's fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Not the best plot, but
That's what how I've reviewed it to people who asked about it at work as well, was that like don't expect a great story, but
Don't go there for the plot.
Exactly, yeah.
You go there for seeing
the Pokemon.
Exactly.
IRL.
Exactly.
it's definitely a kids' film. But if you're a fan of Pokemon, you can enjoy it just visually.
Yeah. Someone was saying she went with her son, and like her son was naming all the Pokemon. He knew them all, but she didn't know any of them. But she enjoyed looking at them. She thought it looked nice. It's kind of hard because we've spoken about it already at the time.
I give it a solid 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'd say I could happily rewatch it.
4 out of 5 or a 7 out of 10. Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 7 out of 10 sounds more around
3.5 out of
Logical?
5.
Yeah, I mean, like, the visuals were good. I liked it. The plot, like we said, was a bit basic. But it was... I did like Bill Nye. He was quite good.
Yeah, actually, because I didn't watch any of the trailers past the original trailer.
So you had no idea he was in it?
I didn't know he was in it, so that was quite a surprise. It's like, oh shit!
I didn't know he
okay.
was in it either. I'd forgotten.
Yeah, so did I.
But then, like, I didn't even know Mewtwo would be in it, so that was a nice little twist for me.
Even though it's literally the first Pokemon we see in the film.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, no, but it was still surprising for me to see it at the start of the film. It's like, oh wait, shit, Mewtwo's going to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Just how there's only one Pokeball in the entire film.
Yeah.
I quite liked that, though. Because, like, they showed the Pokeball just to prove it exists and that they can kind of do the effect and stuff, but it still kind of looked a bit like he was holding a toy.
Yeah. It's too shiny.
Yeah. Yeah, Pokeballs should maybe be a bit more battered. If you're constantly throwing them about. Yeah.
So, kind of like fanboy stuff then. Number one, he had some awesome posters in his room. I want some of those posters. I had a really nice Feraligatr one. I was like, oh, I hope they sell that.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
I can see them being made eventually,
yeah. And also, I'd assumed before we saw the film that it was going to be like a kind of different universe to the games and the anime and what have you. But it was actually in the normal universe. It was just a different region where they didn't have Pokeballs and so on.
Yeah, because they mentioned Mewtwo escaping from Kanto 20 years ago, which is pretty much when first movie happened.
Yeah, which that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Now, you see, I always assumed it was going to be in the main universe just because the Detective Pikachu game is set in the main universe.
Oh yeah, I need to play that. I have that on my 3DS. I need to play it.
And I just figured they're adapting the game but taking a few liberties here and there.
So I just thought it was a separate thing. Like Mystery Dungeon or whatever.
Because that's usually what they do when they do adaptations. They do like, oh, it's the same but different.
Yeah, but how many people would have complained if they had have done that?
True.
I could see pretty much every Pokemon fan our age being like, no.
Well, let's face it, if they messed it up, then...
they wouldn't have had any more Pokemon movies ever.
Well, no, I doubt it would have been the least of their problems, to be honest.
Well, yeah, okay.
You know, given how well everything else was done. Although my one complaint was that there was hardly any Pokemon in it, like different kinds. Like we saw a Feraligatr on the poster, we saw the occasional Sneasel, but hardly anything from Generation 2.
Oh, that's where you would go. Okay, you just said there was hardly any Pokemon in it, and I was there thinking
wide variety, if you will.
I think they had a wide variety. They just kind of left out Generation 2 a lot.
Which is weird.
Yeah, you didn't mention Generation 2 in the first place. It kind of just sounded like you're saying
sorry about
they
that.
had no Pokemon in the film. It's like, yeah, I counted quite a few in there.
Yeah, but out of the 800, why are there hardly anything from Gen 2?
Yeah, no, that was a bit of a... Okay.
But then they made the point that it was clearly in America, so it's mainly Generation 5 stuff because it's based on an OVA.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my opinion.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, right.
Okay. So I wrote out a load of stuff to say about episode 4, which was 2 weeks ago.
Which one was episode 4?
The one before the last one.
Oh, the Aftermath.
Yeah. So what I thought at the time was, I'm enjoying Daenerys' descent into madness and her super angry faces. I reckoned, I was speaking out with someone at work, and we reckoned that she was probably going to kill Varys for treason because she did say she was going to burn him alive. Imagine if that happened.
Which it did.
Yeah. The show's writers have no idea how to do politics ever since they overtook the books. They killed Littlefinger. Varys has done nothing, and Tyrion's been an idiot.
Yep. With Tyrion, you know why he's been an idiot. He stopped drinking.
Oh, of course.
And he hasn't had a woman in God knows how long.
He's like Fun Bobby from Friends. Bring back Book Jaime. Book Jaime for justice. He should be over Cersei by now. This is ridiculous that keeps on happening.
He doesn't have so much a character arc as he does a character circle.
Exactly, yeah. Why is Ghost so small?
Why Ghost get no pets?
Yeah. See, they didn't see the directors came out and said actually it was just because it's difficult to CGI that. Simple as that. Yeah. I reckoned that Cersei might try and destroy King's Landing with wildfire that'll make Jaime kill her. Mm-hmm. Euron is a boring one-dimensional bad guy. Mm-hmm. The plan to starve out King's Landing is terrible because Arya is a highly trained assassin, Davos is an expert smuggler, and Bran knows everything. So I'm pretty certain they could find out a better way to... Anyway, so that was that episode, and then we had episode 5. You made groaning noises.
So, here's my thing. Okay. I saw this as a post on Reddit, and I wholly agree with it. So they should have moved the death of Rhaegal from episode 4 to episode 5.
Okay. So
they should have had it. So they break through the city. They all start storming it, and everything happens the same like that. Yeah. Drogon and Rhaegal go around, destroy the scorpions around the edges. That's all the same. The bells ring for surrender.
Yeah.
The 2 dragons land, they roar in triumph, and then Rhaegal gets hit through the neck or the head with a bolt.
Can I just stop you there? Did you just call Viserion Verizon?
I did, didn't I?
Sorry, please continue.
It's meant to be Rhaegal as well. So Rhaegal gets killed by a stray bolt fired from one of the hidden scorpions put over the city, like what they had during the experimental one that Bronn used. Yeah. And then that's what forces Dany and like everyone, all the members of King's Landing are cheering and go like, "Yeah, they killed the dragon," because that would make a much more sense of. And that would make sense as to why she wants to destroy King's Landing, because A, the people don't love her, B, they just killed a dragon, and C, she's going to fuck shit up.
Yeah, rather than her just going, I'm just going to massacre 1 million people now.
Yeah.
Which is what happened, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, in the books, she's had a lot more development up to this point.
Yeah.
Like, she has so much more in the books, even from when they were, which is like season 5. So there's a lot more understanding as to why she's gone batshit crazy in the books, or will go batshit crazy.
Yeah. But, she's almost certainly going to.
Yeah, but I reckon that's how they should have done it, because that way it gives it a little bit more feeling.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's you should have been writing it.
Also, Euron should have been the one to fire the shot that killed Horizon. Horizon the dragon.
Yeah. I just wanted to see Euron's big red horn. That's all I wanted.
Why does he have both eyes?
Ridiculous.
He's called the Mad Eye.
Ridiculous. Oh well.
Almost like they haven't even read the fucking books. Also, Arya can survive fucking anything.
Yeah.
How many fake out deaths did they give her? Like 3?
Yeah. I was just because I remember watching it thinking, now if this was anyone else, I'd assume they'd have died, but they haven't shown her die, which means that she hasn't.
Yep. But as it's Arya fucking Stark, the immortal one.
Oh man. Talk about the scorpions. It seemed kind of odd that they only had them on the edge of the city, because I was thinking when she was flying towards the Red Keep, she's going to get hit by a scorpion. But I guess it was the hubris of Cersei. I did like the parallels between what happened to Harrenhal though and what happened to King's Landing. That was quite cool. Although I was hoping that Cersei would get melted.
Yeah.
Or killed by Jaime.
But nope. Red Keep goes like, fuck you. Smack.
Splat.
Yeah. Also, Clegane Bowl.
The game pole. So, on a scale of 1 to invulnerable, how strong is Sandor Clegane's skull? Because
pretty fucking high up there.
The mountain squeezes Oberon's skull into pieces. He breaks Qyburn's skull by pushing him backwards into a wall. But then he punches the mountain in the face about 20 times, and the hound about 20 times, and he's fine.
See, the thing is, like, with Oberon, like, that was when the mountain was sort of still the mountain, and also was trying to, like, make a point. He wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
He wasn't just doing it because he was told to. Also, Qyburn got thrown down some stairs and hit his head into the back of rocks. So that would just kill anyone.
No, his head smashed when he got pushed into the wall first. You could hear it.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
All right. Yeah, but still. And I kind of feel like... I don't know. He did take out one of the hound's eyes, just not the other one.
True. True.
But... yeah, I feel like for as much hype as people have been giving it, it was kind of okay.
Oh yeah, everything just happened pretty much as expected, really, didn't it? We all knew that Daenerys was going to destroy the city and go mad, and that was... We all knew that Cersei was going to die. We assumed that the mountain was going to die, and all.
It's like, what I was expecting was going to happen was when Jaime appeared in the courtyard, that was going to be Arya.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that Jaime would have died on the way up.
I thought she might have been Qyburn, actually, when Qyburn said, "We need to go now."
Yeah. I'd loved his death. It was brilliant.
Qyburn.
Just smack.
It was undignified end. So what else happened? Okay, so I mentioned about Wildfire. I assumed that was going to make an appearance. It did make an appearance, but the question I have is, why show it at all if it wasn't going to have any impact on anything whatsoever? Why bother?
It hasn't yet. It might show something in the finale.
Okay. I'll reserve judgment then.
Yeah.
I'll reserve judgment. Also, did you know that fiery dragon's breath is explosive and can make walls and buildings detonate?
It doesn't melt them like what we've been told to believe with Harrenhal.
Nitpicking.
Honestly, God, like, I have not seen such excellent cinematography and music set to such shit writing before.
It's a shame, isn't it?
It really is. Like, this is on track to be one of the most disappointing series finales in history.
We'll have to see what happens next time.
Hopefully they'll just pull it out of the bag and just do something amazing. But my God, I can't wait for the next book to come out.
Well, on that note, Gurr Martin put out a statement the other day saying he hasn't finished Winds of Winter yet, contrary to rumours that HBO made him wait. And he hasn't even started Dream of Spring yet. He's not going to start the next one until he's finished the current one. So, good fucking luck with that.
I do hope that seeing how the show's gone, that they're going to change, that he's going to be inspired by it and just be like, okay, let's not do this shit.
Yeah, like if there's something good in there, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, there's a whole Lady Stoneheart thing to do. And the unnamed Prince of Dawn might have something to do.
Unnamed Prince of Dawn?
Yeah.
Do you know, it's been a while since I've read him. Who are you talking about?
I don't know. They mentioned it in... in
the series. Sorry,
said,
I thought you meant in the books.
The new Prince of Dawn has swayed his fealty. I was like, okay.
The rest of the Seven Kingdoms don't matter anymore.
No. I miss it when the show was just people talking to each other. Like episode 2, that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, well. So one other thing, do you remember way back in, was it second series or the third, when Daenerys is in the House of the Undying?
Oh, yeah.
And she sees the vision of a destroyed throne room. And
covered in snow.
Was it snow or was it ash?
It was actually snow because you can see icicles in the background.
Okay. Well, there you are then. So that was the foreshadowing of Jon Snow. But I was thinking if it was like, maybe it was meant to signify ash and snow. So it was snow on the throne and ash because she's burnt it all down.
See, because originally a lot of people thought that, winter's coming, which means the White Walkers are going to go to the throne. But no, thinking about it, it does make more sense that, the throne is covered in snow.
Yeah.
Snow. Jon Snow.
Snake.
Skinner.
Superintendent Chalmers. I was just stretching my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercise. Care to join me? Oh man.
Anyway.
So yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's great music, great cinematography, but we love this show because of the human-driven politics and character drama and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people just forgot about the people.
The people,
the same way that Daenerys forgot about the Iron Fleet.
Oh yeah. Oh well. You know, I think it's easy for Daenerys to not be able to see the movements of the Iron Fleet, because it's not like she has a human encyclopedia who knows everything and can scout with ravens to help her.
And it's not like she was like 100 feet up in the air and could see all around her. You know. Fuck's sake.
Oh, my Game of Thrones buddy at work, or I should say my Song of Ice and Fire buddy, because I've like converted to the religion of the books.
Nice.
Pointed out something that I didn't notice, which was that at the start of the last episode was Varys trying to poison Daenerys because she was concerned that she wasn't eating, and one of his little birds was working in the kitchens.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well,
that's my headcanon now, anyway.
Yeah. What about Azor Ahai? You know.
Yeah, that's the thing, because they've beaten the
Who's
White
the
Walkers.
third dragon head?
But who? I mean, what was Jon having to sheath his sword in? I mean, was it a metaphor for sex?
Jesus Christ! I don't know. We'll find out later.
Yeah,
I feel like just to get Ozzy included again, we should do a special Game of Thrones cast after next week, like just the two of us, just so he doesn't have to sit there being bored.
I'll think about it.
You still there, Oz?
Just about.
All right.
No,
All right, let's bring him back
took
in.
my attention to other things.
Let's
That's the end of Game of Thrones chat.
yeah, let's talk about something else so we can all get involved. Richard, have you seen the new Citadel Contrast paints that Games Workshop have brought out?
I have not. No.
Ooh. Okay. So basically, in the olden days, they just used to do paints. And you'd have to buy ink or thin them down or dilute them with ink to get all different sort of what have yous and what have you. Whereas now they do base paints, they do layer paints, and they do shades, and they do detail and all that kind of stuff. And you can make great models, like you were saying about with your Tyranids. You like do your base coat and then just put fucking Agrax Earthshade all over them, and it just looks like an amazing paint job. It's amazing. It's really good. So Citadel Contrast now is a paint that's mixed in such a way so that you basically slather it over a model and it settles in all the recesses and goes darker, but then also gives you a smoother finish on the the flat bits and the raised bits. So it means you can actually paint a lot quicker, rather than instead of having the only way you can get a nice color by putting on a base coat and then putting a layer paint over it and then putting your shade over it. You just use this Citadel Contrast and it does everything. It's never going to look as good as doing it the long way, but it's a way to speed paint now effectively with one paint.
Oh, that is fucking beautiful. Anyway,
so like they put a little side by side comparison of painting like the way they've currently been recommending and just painting with just one layer of contrast, and like the contrast paint job does look a little bit worse as you'd expect, but it looks good. Yeah, it's really good. So well done, Games Workshop.
Excellent.
There you are.
All right. What else we got to talk about?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Ozzy?
Doctor,
Hello.
Yes.
I watched The Rescue last weekend.
Which one's that?
It's the one after the Dalek invasion of Earth.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to get that far anytime soon, so go for it.
So it's only a wee little one. It's 2 episodes. It's just the introductions for the new companion, whose name I've forgotten, Vicky.
Vicky, okay, yeah.
And I have to say, actually, it was probably one of my favourite ones so far. It was quite a nice little tight story, as they say.
Is it all surviving, or
is it what? Sorry.
Is it all surviving, or have they had to animate any of it? Or
No, it's all surviving. It's only 2 episodes.
all surviving?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So it's basically this girl and one of the crew members are on this crashed ship on a planet full of an alien race that wants to kill them, except for one of them called Coquillion, who is keeping them safe and refuses to let them leave.
Oh.
Okay. And then, spoilers ahead for 1960s Doctor Who serial The Rescue. It turns out that Coquillion is actually just the old guy dressing up because he killed someone and he's tried to kill the rest of the crew to keep his secret safe, so that when the rescue ship arrives for them, he'll get off scot-free. So that's why, and he can't have her leave the ship because otherwise she'll discover that the natives of the planet are all actually 100% peaceful.
Nice
and it'll give the game away.
Okay.
It was quite a good little episode. The guy Coquillion looks a bit like, and I wonder if M. Night Shyamalan was a fan of The Rescue, because it reminded me of his film The Village, because you basically have this guy in a robe with scary looking claws and a scary looking face who says you can't leave for your own safety, who later turns out to be one of the person in charge. It was, so I thought, M. Night Shyamalan, you've been watching Doctor Who.
M. Night,
Manamana. So yeah, I thought it was quite good. So if you do decide to go on for 2 more episodes, I'd recommend The Rescue.
Okay. No, I think we've done a lot of Hartnell now, and it's already taken us like a year or so.
That's true, yeah. I forgot all the way through.
We don't want to go the entire length and take like 12 years just to do Hartnell.
No.
So after Invasion, we'll probably move to, I think so far it might either be Pertwee.
Okay.
But I will give Ray the choice of which Doctor to go to next.
All right. Oh, also, Hartnell is really sort of warming up, as it were. He's a lot friendlier now. We've got to, even in Dalek Invasion of Earth, you notice it, and it's really interesting how at times he feels like a modern Doctor. It's almost like Capaldi or someone with that little sort of glint in his eye and all that kind of stuff. It's really interesting how even back then he just feels like the Doctor.
It's the same show, yeah. Or
yeah.
it's always been the same character.
Yeah.
It's just evolved over the,
Yeah. So far, though, favourite Hartnell one is still the Aztecs.
Okay.
I have to say.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite looking back so far.
I'd probably put Dalek Invasion of Earth second. That was a good one.
Okay.
And then
we've
Edge of
just
Destruction.
done,
and then The Rescue.
we've just done, it's the final of season 1, basically.
Oh, I can't remember where
before the Giants, where they were back in France.
Oh, the Reign of Terror.
Reign of Terror, yeah. It was a bit okay.
Yeah, it was there, wasn't it?
Yeah. A lot of running back and forth between a house and...
Yeah, an awful lot of running. So, Ozzy, when you say you've just done it, where have you just done it? What could you possibly mean?
Well, I've literally just taken the DVD packet, shoved my penis into it, and repetitively...
I knew exactly where that was going, and yet I was still disappointed.
And where can people see the video of you doing this?
Reactions available at TS Reactions, only on YouTube.
Let's hope you don't get a bad reaction.
TS Reactions. X-rated is on your Patreon for...
Full uncut.
He's not Jewish.
And so is the video.
Uncensored.
Good lord.
Unwatchable.
And also inaudible.
Exactly.
Ooh. Well,
Immortal, inaudible, God only wise. Sorry, Karen. Yeah.
Keeping on the Doctor Who subject, the audiobook I've just listened to was a really good one.
Ah, yeah.
Master.
What's that one about then?
Basically, the Master has got amnesia.
Okay.
And thinks he's a normal person and spends 10 years as Dr. John Smith, a good guy surgeon.
Ah.
But it all turns out that it was like a deal the Doctor made with like a physical embodiment of death.
Oh.
In order to try and give the Master a little bit more goodness.
Okay.
it's like a whole Jekyll and Hyde type story. You've got the whole sort of talk about, is it nature versus nurture? Are you born evil or are you made evil?
Yeah.
And it's just this whole sort of like psychological, philosophical type thing surrounding the Doctor and the Master.
Okay.
And it's really good. You get backstories as to like why the Master is evil and their time on Gallifrey as children and all this, that, and would recommend. Well, when we one day do our trades,
prisoner swap.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, really enjoyed it. From what I've read, it's one of a trilogy of audiobooks they did for like the 40th anniversary.
Okay.
Which was based on like enemies. So there's one Master, Davros, and Omega.
Okay.
And they were all sort of during, because looking through it, they didn't release a Doctor at a time. Their monthly range usually goes like 5th Doctor, 7th Doctor, 6th, 5th, 7th, 6th, 8th, 7th. So they'll release it like in a weird order.
Okay, yeah.
But I think each Doctor got one of their own of the trilogy.
Okay.
You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, changing the subject slightly, wouldn't it be nice to see Omega in the next series of Doctor Who? We keep saying we want them to actually connect to the series of Doctor Who in some way, and that's a villain we haven't seen a lot of for a long time. Flim chat.
Flim chat.
Flim chat.
So we started with Flim chat.
Yes, we did.
We'll bring it full circle.
On the 7th of May 2019, it was reported that Disney did a big announcement of all their upcoming film release dates.
Oh, yeah.
So, Richard, you mentioned Avatar.
And its 4 sequels.
The remaining... Yes, the upcoming Avatar quadrilogy will have Avatar 2 in December 2021, and then Avatar 3 in December 2023, and Avatar 4 in December 2025, and then Avatar 5 in December 2027. So I hope you like Avatar.
No. It was Pocahontas in space with Smurfs. What's to like?
It was Fern Gully 3D.
True.
Yeah. It says on this article, it will release on December 17th, 2027, assuming traditional movie theatres even exist by then.
It'll be in like VR helmets or something.
Yeah. So, we got Rise of Skywalker next year.
This year,
sorry. I forgot it was this year. 2020. 2019, fuck me. It's 2019. Then we've got a live-action Star Wars film in 2022, and then another one in 24 and 26. So, as far as we know, this is the live-action trilogy that Rian Johnson is doing.
I thought it was people who did Game of Thrones, not Rian Johnson.
That's the first I've heard of it, being Game of Thrones people. Yeah.
Maybe there's 2 trilogies going on.
Maybe.
Who knows?
There is also an Indiana Jones sequel floating around with a tentative release for the 9th of July 2021.
Oh, happy birthday to me.
We've got 2020, we've got The New Mutants, which is an X-Men film.
Really? I thought they canned that.
Still going, apparently.
Oh.
And then we've got 8 untitled Marvel film projects between 2020 and 2022.
I reckon one of them is going to be another Avengers.
Must be. I mean, there's 8 of them.
It sounds like they're trying to do like the next Avengers or Avengers Next Gen.
Phase 4.
Wait, I think there was actually like a Young Avengers.
Yeah, there was
comic book. So maybe they're going to do that with like Spider-Man and the new guys.
Avengers kids.
Avengers babies.
I was just thinking of that.
Speaking of the next generation, there's been not released to the public, but someone who was there took a photo and put it out on the internet. Like a very, very brief teaser clip of the new Star Trek thing with Jean-Luc Picard in.
Oh yeah.
And basically, the clip is effectively Picard in what looks like a training academy being asked for his name by like the receptionist, and then he looks at them with an incredulous face as if to say, don't you know who I am? And that's basically all they've got of it so far. But just a reminder that that's coming.
Good.
Okay. Yeah,
So Ozzy, we can watch that
Yeah.
in 23 years when we finished our watch through.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. We, at the very worst, we can stick it at the end of next gen
Yeah.
before we go on to Enterprise and Discovery.
Yeah.
So maybe 15 years.
Okay, fair enough.
It'll take us 5 to get through the original series. That was three series long, and then it'll probably take us like 10 to get through the 7 series worth of next gen. And then if we're going to do it where we try and watch it sort of in a chronological order where we start intertwining Next Gen and Deep Space Nine until we finish Next Gen, and then start intertwining Deep Space Nine and Voyager until...
That's so confusing. I'm just like, that's future Christian's problem.
Order, yeah. Because there is benefits to doing it in the broadcast order, because like they do crossover episodes at times.
Oh, yeah.
So we would get it in like the proper order.
Well, DS9 and TNG did, but the only crossover the Voyager had was at the beginning of it, where they sort of docked at DS9.
Well, yeah. Voyager maybe not as much, but
Broadcast order does make the most sense, I think, when you've got something like this, because it's the order you're meant to see them in. It's like if you watched Star Wars episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the twists would be obvious already. So it'd be.
Well, that's why you do 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3.
Let's watch them in release order. What was the other one?
Although you could just cut out Phantom Menace entirely and lose nothing.
Phantom Menace is the best one.
I know, but like story-wise, you could cut it and lose nothing.
Oh, I see.
it's the best one. Doesn't necessarily mean you need it.
Yeah. What was the other one? Marvel as well as the Avengers films. You don't want to watch them in date order. You've got to watch them in release order, even though it jumps around.
Or even it's because you like. I think Buffy and Angel were kind of running at the same time, so you'd have those sort of crossover episodes. Like an episode of Buffy would literally lead into the next episode of Angel.
And
storylines would cross over.
Yeah.
Pass on.
Final bit of Flim news. The Artemis Fowl film is delayed to May 2020.
There was an Artemis Fowl film.
There was an Artemis Fowl film, and they released the trailer. And it was they released the trailer, and it was all the people who'd grown up reading Artemis Fowl, who are now adults, didn't like it because it was like, whoa, it's a kids film, blah 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 blah, completely missing the point that it's a kids franchise. The genuine criticism is, why wasn't this released 15 years ago? But
who knows?
Well, anyway, that's Flim chat.
Anyway. Any other biscuits?
Yes. Back to Flim chat. We spoke about the Avengers a couple of weeks ago, Endgame.
Yes.
And there was one thing I forgot to mention, which I only remembered when I was editing it, which is the worst bit of the entire film, which was when they were all in the time travel suits with the helmets on, but with their faces open. The helmet was a CG helmet, and their faces were poorly CG'd onto the front of their own faces.
Oh, Christ.
You noticed that?
I did notice that, and it looked fucking terrible. Why not just give them helmets? Wear the helmets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now you've mentioned that, when I get the DVD and we watch that film, I'm just going to be looking for that.
Yep.
I've infected you.
No.
Anyway, that's the end of Film Chat. So if you've enjoyed any of that inane ramblish, please don't forget to...
minutes of it.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Give me a little smile and a thumbs up, as Adam Buxton might say. That's a better podcast.
And ring that bell.
Yeah, on YouTube, ring the bell. Subscribe on the iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And check out these guys at TS Reactions and Pheasant Films. They both upload regularly.
I upload more regularly than him.
This is very true.
I uploaded a video just this day, in fact.
Oh, this day in the morning. It is sunny.
This day, Sarah Jane Adventures reaction. Whatever happened to Sarah Jane, part 1.
Oh,
so,
that's a good one, actually.
that up your bum and smoke it.
I mean, I don't know how good your reaction is, but I remember the episode being very good.
Oh yeah, no. Well, yeah, because the trickster was only ever mentioned in Doctor Who, but we saw him multiple times in Sarah Jane.
Yeah,
and that was kind of his first outing, as it were.
Yes.
Anyway,
so on that bombshell, go away.